Joining me now is Sky News contributor Kosha Gator. And Kosha, we have a lot of US news to unpack, but let's start in the UK and the extraordinary case of former footballer Joey Barton, who has been handed a suspended sentence for social media posts that caused distress and anxiety. These were posts about broadcaster Jeremy Vine and a couple of soccer pundits. Free speech is well and truly dead in the UK. Let's hear from Judge Andrew Maneri at the Liverpool Crown Court after a jury found the ex-Manchester City and Newcastle player guilty.
I have no doubt that neither a fine alone nor a community order can be justified, and that the custody threshold is crossed. There will be concurrent terms of imprisonment for each of these associated offences, the sentences for each reflecting your overall offending. I'm satisfied that it's not necessary for those custodial terms to be served immediately. In light of the steps you have taken, I am persuaded that there is some prospect of rehabilitation.
Kosha, well, I'm glad the re-education is working and he's not going to jail. He's got a suspended term there, but he's also been hit with 200 hours of unpaid work in the community and more than 20,000 in pounds in costs, all for social media posts calling a couple of soccer pundits the Fred and Rose West of football commentary and superimposing their heads on that infamous picture of Fred and Rosemary West. I mean, really? The whole notion that you can be brought before the courts, found guilty, possibly sentenced to jail for things that are causing anxiety, not things that are defamatory, things that are threatening, things that are just offensive.
Another one bites the dust. And it is extra sad in the UK, land of the Magna Carta. We've talked about this before, the birthplace of the principle of free speech. And to see that happening there just cuts extra deep. And when they go after cultural figures or famous people, imperfect though they may be, Joey Barton and others, Graham Linehan, the comedian, My Father Ted creator recently, and others, it is a high stakes move because it does tend to stir more of the disbelief from the public a little bit. You're seeing the power structures making an example of them. I do think that's partly why they're going after it. But there is a flip side to that coin where hopefully you're going to see some kind of backlash and people
I'm
wake
not
up.
sure that's the case, though, because they're the cases we hear about. I mean, this is a famous individual. Graham's famous, but there are a frightening number of people who are hit with these charges, who have people show up, police officers show up to their houses
like
to
the
question
woman
them.
Praying in front of the abortion clinic and all those people.
There's so many grandmothers for sharing memes on social media. And just the case recently, which did get a lot of media attention, thankfully, which was a young woman who was put in hospital after an assault.
Yes.
And she called her alleged assailant a homophobic slur in a private text message to somebody she knew.
Who snitched on her.
Who snitched on her. And she had 11 police officers show up to her house.
Absolutely.
11.
It was outrageous, that one, because she literally physically was a victim. My point is maybe if they go after famous people, the devil is overplaying its hand. But we shall see. We shall see, because not yet. And if you just look at the judge over there, they really seem to believe this principle, which is that words can harm people. And the whole point of free speech is that the answer to speech you don't like is more speech, not less speech. And words do not kill people, no matter what they are.
But in the UK, social media posts that cause distress and anxiety could see you before the courts and with a conviction. Just madness. Now let's go to the US, and the press is continuing to focus on the narco boat and the drug runners that were neutralised with 2 separate strikes, and President Trump's patience seems to be wavering.
Admitting to releasing the full video?
Didn't I just tell you that?
You said that it was
You're
up
the
to
most
Secretary Hicks.
obnoxious reporter in the whole place. Let me just tell you, you are an obnoxious, actually a terrible reporter, and it's always the same thing with you. I told you, whatever Pete Hegseth wants to do is okay with me.
Kosha, I get the feeling that the Republicans are quite happy with the media's fixation on this issue, because the average American really doesn't care about how these narco-terrorists are being blown up in the Caribbean Ocean or the Eastern Pacific Ocean. They're quite happy for these drugs not to be coming into the country.
Absolutely. Politically, this is a slam dunk, just immigration more broadly for the president, securing the border, stopping the inflow of fentanyl. This fits into that. There is a little subcurrent on the right of people worried that this is indicative of escalatory action against Venezuela, the country, potentially. So, that maybe is a side point. But broadly, this issue has full support of the people. The real reason, I think, for why the Democrats are doing this, though, their real agenda is not the political hit. It is laying the groundwork for impeachment 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. If they take the House and the Senate, I think we're going to be seeing them finding all sorts of things to throw at President Trump and hamstring him further and maybe even impeach him finally. So that's what this is about.